All right. So welcome to the Twitter webinar. What we are going to do today is talk about beginning to get engaged in Twitter, how to be active, what to do with it, how to use it to your benefit. And it can be a bit overwhelming, so prepare yourself, buckle up, and get ready for it because there's definitely some challenges to this stuff. So let's jump in and see what we can do about Twitter. Okay. So I have some notes that I've created here that we're going to talk about today. We'll see how far we get through this, and then I will add to this as we continue uh, going through the topic. So if you watch this as a recorded version, then you can pause the screen right now if you want to take notes of your own and write these down or type them up somewhere. Pause it and look at this and make notes of them. But this is the basics we want to talk about. So as you get started, don't forget to define your strategy. Decide what you want to get out of Twitter. Why are you using it? Get an idea of the purpose behind you going to Twitter and creating your business account on Twitter and doing all this activity. Why are you going to Twitter? So that's the first thing that we want to talk about, and we'll discuss these different aspects as we go through today. Next is Twitter is a daily activity kind of a thing. This is going to be one of the biggest challenges for this type of marketing, but if you want to make it effective, if you really want to make the most out of Twitter and get the most out of it, it needs to become a daily activity. It's not something that you'll do once a week or 2 or 3 times a week or once a month. This is something that really you need to be active on it. That's really what it comes down to, and that leads right into this next one: personalize it, humanize it, make it, give it that human, personal feel as you're out there on Twitter. And here you've got to again define what you want to have people feel. Create that energy that you want them to feel as you're out there on Twitter. What do we want them to see from your personality there? Because that's really what happens with Twitter is you're sharing that personality. Okay, so here we are on my Twitter account for ViperSharp, and I have not been near as active as I should be on Twitter. And so one thing I'll say as a coach is I feel how you guys get overwhelmed. I understand that. I'm going through that a lot right now, especially with ViperSharp growing as it is right now, and the attention that it really needs to grow bigger, and the fact that I'm still here, coaching 3 very long days each week. So in the middle of my week, I just don't have the time I'd like to have to market my business. And of course, being tax season, we've got all those excuses. I've had to spend time on all that nonsense. So it hasn't been very productive lately. Fortunately, I've got other avenues and things that are still working well for me, and I'm working on fulfillment of things. I've actually been looking into hiring somebody to do my social side of the business, to manage my social platforms. I'd like to get somebody that will do tweets every day, personal tweets, physically doing it, not just scheduling it. Facebook engagement, personally making posts on Facebook for me daily, and Instagram. And if I can get somebody that that I can hire that just does that for me all the time, that'll take that off my plate so that I can move on. Now, you may not have that ability in your life right now, and you've got to start working it and building the business until you get to the point where you've built income. I've put a lot of hard work into ViperSharp over the last couple of years, and especially over the last year, and done some heavy networking. And so I do have some brand awareness. I have people talking about it. I have some buzz happening out there. Things are happening. So I'm not, I've got sales happening and coming. So, and let's just look real quick at stats and see where we are with that. I think that would be a good little review here. I was looking at some of the my SERPs, search engine results placements on SERP Mojo that I've discussed in one of my previous webinars, and I'm trending upwards on a lot of my primary keywords. So I'm happy to see that. Look at that, Wild Utah Edibles has more than ViperSharp today. But if we look at ViperSharp, we can see, I'm staying fairly steady. I'd like to get this over 100 visitors a day, but I'm making some decent sales with an average of 40 visitors a day if we average that out. So, it's not too bad. A lot of the sales I'm doing are through wholesalers and other sites that I've networked with and connected with. So that's where a lot of my business is coming. But there are things that are happening. But I could do better if I worked on Twitter. So let's talk about how to engage on Twitter and what we can do. So one thing I'll show you first is my profile. If we go into the profile here, you click on my name and come to my ViperSharp profile. So it's twitter.com/ViperSharp. That's my profile. Okay. So here I've been able to upload a banner, and so I've got an image up in there that has my my logo in the background. I've got one right here, which I don't know. I might want to actually change that rather than having the that dark logo there. I think I want that to be white, and so that's something I might want to go in and edit. So this is part of the branding, part of creating the face of ViperSharp and what we want to do. And I haven't been too bad. I mean, I've got a post here on the 26th. That's today, isn't it? No, that was yesterday. I've got a couple of posts on the 25th, but then there was a lot of space between that and the last one on the 20th. So I really should be more active with my posts or my tweets, I guess they're called here. So I could edit that profile and I could update that. Well, what does that fall under? That's defining our strategy. What do we want to do? What is your overall goal with Twitter? And so you have to look at that and decide what is your goal there. My goal for Twitter, and this is the case with a lot of social media, is really brand awareness. The second bullet point here. That's what I want from Twitter. I want to get my brand out there. I want people to talk about it. I want them to share it. I want them to see my content, and I want to build some brand awareness in the world. Creating leads, not really. That's not for my niche necessarily what I need to do. Although it is something that might help me in the long haul. If we go to That's one thing I have been thinking of a little bit, because if I have more people on my email list, then anytime I send out a message, I've got more potential customers that are seeing that, right? And so there is something to say about building a list, and that is something that I think is important and valuable. And I don't know why my page is taking so long to load here. But I wanted to show you what I'm thinking of here is just to add a note on the home page to encourage people to sign up for my newsletter. So that is a call to action I could do. So I guess creating leads from Twitter, yeah, it could be something that could help me create leads. I could put out some giveaways and stuff like that to help engage a little bit. But brand awareness is my biggest goal. Okay, getting traffic to the site, sure, that's always something we want, right? If that's our primary goal on Twitter, then we want to note that right up front. So get an idea of what you want. What is your overall goal? That's going to be a primary part of your strategy for using Twitter, because that's what you want to achieve, right? All right, next thing is we need to get to know our audience. Who is your audience? Who are the people that are looking for your product? We need to define that and decide who do we want to come into our site? Who do we want to engage with? Who do we want to reach? And that's important for us to have an idea up front. So you got to think about that a little bit. Do a little thought and brainstorming. Talk to others about it. I have this product, this website. Who do you think would be most interested? What age group? What demographic as far, we've got age and demographics, we've got gender in the demographic, we've got marital status, perhaps in the demographic, parental status might be something to think about in a demographic. Location, income, all of those things are part of our demographics. That's our audience. We need to kind of define that audience. And so these are things we need to really think about, make some notes about it, document it, to create a document on Google Docs or something to define who is your audience, who do we want to reach. Okay. If we have that defined, then when we go out and say, I want to build my brand awareness among hunters, for example, mine is hunters, fishermen, and outdoorsmen. All-encompassing outdoorsmen would be a simple way to say that. That's who I want to engage with. So that's my audience, outdoorsmen. All right. I want to create my brand awareness around outdoorsmen. So who do I want to connect with? Well, I want to connect with well-connected other outdoorsmen. Okay. What kind of content am I going to tweet? And then we need to set a schedule and say, okay, each day I'm going to put a tweet out there, and this is the time I'm going to do it. If you schedule it, it's going to be a lot easier to make it happen. Okay. Now, of course, you can go in and use a content management system. We'll put a note on that. Like Hootsuite, we've talked about that in other webinars. So that's content management. There are tools out there that can help you with that. And then when you have some income coming in and you can pay for somebody to do that, well, that's a good thing to look at, to contract a social media manager. That's what I am looking forward to do. Let's get somebody who can do that full time for me. All right. The next, okay, so actually let's go back and let's look at this. So let's define this. Who's our audience and who do we want to connect with? So we come back here, go to our home page. So that who is our audience and who we want to connect with are actually two very related things, and we can find them in similar ways. So you choose who you're going to follow. I'm following 229 people. I've got 197 followers. Well, who am I following? Let's go look at that. I am following people who I think might be influential or people I'm interested in. So this guy is a local actor that I'm interested in, so I'm following him just to see what he talks about. I'm following my own city here a little bit. And then we've got somebody over here from live Maine lobster to relaxing nights in our cottages of gorgeous views on the web. Here's an individual that I am following because I was hoping for a follow back. We don't want to follow somebody if they're not active necessarily. We want somebody who is very active. So let's go in and look. Let's go check out Blade Ops and see, are they active? Are they being active with their posts? Well, 11 hours ago they posted. 12 hours ago they posted. Yesterday they had another post there. That's a promoted tweet there. We've got another one on the 25th. So they're fairly active here. Every day or every 2 or 3 days, they're putting something up here. And so they are being fairly active. How influential are they? They've got 3,000 plus tweets. They're following 437 people. They have 1,352 following. Okay. And so they have a lot more followers than they are following, which is good. That's what we want to see. That's what I'd like to turn mine around to, is to see more people following me than I am following. And the way we do that is right here. That's the secret right there, is tweets. A lot of tweets, active tweets, interesting tweets, consistent tweets. These guys are, of course, Blade Ops. They're targeting the Blade audience, people who are interested in knives, right? Interesting here, they're in Utah, they're local, so that might be somebody that I want to talk to and see what they do if I go. click on their website, I can find out more about what they do. They might be on my list somewhere. I don't even recall if I've communicated with them or not. I'd have to look at my notes to see if I have talked to them. So they look like they might be trying to maybe compete with Mass Drop that I've worked with, or Blade HQ that is carrying my product. Let's go check their YouTube and see what they have on there. Look at that, 45,000 people on YouTube. Why am I not subscribed to that? So I'm glad to see this. This is somebody that I do need to follow a little bit more. I need to talk to. They're all about knives. I'm selling a knife sharpener, so it's related. They might be interested in working with me. Okay. Now, I think I've shown this with YouTube before. Now that I've come to their page and subscribed, you look over here, I've got related channels. And so I can subscribe to these other related channels. Blade HQ has multiple, it looks like. I can subscribe to this one. I'm all ready to subscribe to the main one. So I'll click subscribe there. Cutlery Lover, I'm already subscribed to. GP Knives, I don't know who that is. So here I am. I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'm getting on a tangent. This is something you got to be careful about. Decide how much time you have and how much research you're going to do with what you do. So GP Knives, they've got 5,500 subscribers. That's not bad. Might be valuable for me to connect with them a little bit. So I'll go ahead and subscribe to them. The Apostle P I've already subscribed to. Nick Shabazz is another knife guy that does knife videos. And I thought, now I recall why I'm not subscribed to him. He's from out of the country. That doesn't mean that he wouldn't be relevant to me. I sell more within the country than I do outside of the country. So I think that's why I haven't subscribed to him. So either that, or it's possible maybe he hasn't, there's 8 months ago, is that his last video? Let's look at that. Nope, he's got one 13 hours ago. So he does have recent content. So, I can watch that. So you want to find people who are relevant to you. You can search up here on Twitter. We can go out and do a search for outdoors. Or outdoor, right? We got Ridge Road Outdoors that I'm already following, Mindak Outdoors that I'm following, N1 Outdoors that I'm following. There's quite a few that I am following. Here's one where they say, Average Outdoorsman, we are following each other. Okay, so all of these guys are not following me. I'm following them, but they're not following me. Okay, if I get value out of that, if there's content that they share that is valuable for me, then that's great. I want to continue to do that. If I'm not getting any valuable content from them and I don't see a relationship where we can connect and they might share something with me, then I'm not going to, I might unfollow them. Okay. All right. And I guess trying to see if there's an easy way to check activity on these individuals here. Now I remember who this is, Linda Bean. So this is related to LL Bean. That's why I'm following them, because I like his story and his history there. So yeah, you'd have to go in and click on each one of these to see, what are they actually doing. So we want to find influential people to follow who might follow us back and who we can interact with. And then when we see something that they've posted, so as I go back, if I go back, well, let's go to my notifications. Notifications is a good place. You can say, here, Stephen Meek liked my reply. Prom date, I was talking about one of his videos, one of the best. My wife laughed so hard. And he liked that reply. He said, oh, I like that, thanks. Here we've got somebody else who liked a tweet. Here we've got somebody who actually replied to one of my tweets and created some communication there. So notifications will let you know kind of what's going on in your sphere. If we go to home here, we can see people that we are following and what they're talking about. Okay. And we can see ads, which is, I think, what that is. I don't think I'm following. Yeah, see, it says promoted down here. I'm not following Raid. That's an ad. MTJS survival blog 19 hours ago, in case you missed it. Well, here's something from our blog post, right? So one of the ways I can engage is I can come in here and I can like this. I can retweet it, so it goes out to my audience, and I can put a comment in here if I want, go check it out or something like that. What I would really should do to make this effective, and so this is where you are going to take some time when engaging in Twitter. This is why it can be a laborious thing, and anything in marketing is if you do it right. But we come in and scan through it at least, or read it. Buck Vantage Select Large EDC Pocket Knife Review. Was an interesting acquisition for me in a lot of ways. I find it contrarian to my initial expectations of what a buck knife should represent. After all, most people think of knives like the Buck 110 Folding Hunter or even the Buck 119 as representative of the buck design ethos. But when you have a plastic scaled flipper drop point folder with a super lean hollow grind, then it's quite normal to feel confused over what you are holding. So he's talking about the knife, and he's going to go in and do this good review, and he's got great pictures. I mean, he's doing a wonderful job with photography here. The plastic utilized on the scales is some kind of matte, lightly textured, gloss reinforced nylon, similar to FRN in feel. In hand, Select Large is unremarkable. It's not especially large or heavy, but rather average all around. Deployed, more on the mediocre deployment later. You get your first look at that sexy, very lean hollow ground 420HC blade. It's always refreshing to wield a super slicer instead of a folding pry bar. Stock of the blade, or the Buck Vantage, is neither thin nor thick. Tip is not. All right, so he's talking about. So he's going through the details. He's giving you some details and information about the knife and his thoughts on it. And then if we go all the way down, so this is a lot of info. If you're interested in this knife or this type of knife, then you might want to read what he has to say. One thing you can gather from this too is, when you find people within your industry, well, look at what they're doing and how they're engaging. He's got, how many followers does he have? So let's go over. I can see it there without clicking on him. 9,800 tweets. He's following 184,000. He has 180,000 followers. It's a lot of followers. Now, he got a lot of followers because he's following and they're following back a lot of time, but also because he's creating content. Okay. He's got a website over here. He might have a YouTube channel linked through there. And so there's other ways that we might communicate with him. But you can see he's very active, a lot of content, a lot of followers, a lot of likes on his tweets there. And so he is doing something right. Okay, so if you find somebody like that within your niche, then when you're looking at their blog content, thinking about sharing it with your followers or something like that, then also look at the content as an example of something that you can do. While this is a very long page for this blog, it's not an incredible amount of words necessary. I mean, he is getting fairly wordy. It's not hard to go into detail and be fairly wordy if you're reviewing a product, because it's not just pulling words out of the air and write about it. It's, hey, I handled this, I tested it, I experienced it. This is my thought on all of these different aspects of it. And but more than just the text, he's got all these images in there. For every little bit of text, see, each of these images has one or two paragraphs, right? Little bit of text, big image. Little bit of text, big image. Little bit of text, big image. And he does that throughout his blog. Well, that might be something that if I were going to blog, which I'm not with this niche, I could mimic that and do something similar. What I do like that I might do is to follow. That's what I need to check, is to see if he has a YouTube channel, Facebook, Pinterest. Let's see, does he? So we've got Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google Plus, and blog. So it doesn't look like he has a YouTube channel anywhere. He does have advertisements over here. He might be open to me advertising on his blog. So, that is another potential way for me to get the word out. In fact, I wonder if Blade HQ is paying for this spot right over here. They likely are. So, a lot that I can learn and glean. So yes, he's somebody interesting that I might want to share content with. Now I'm trying to find, there's that blog. So, and so I could retweet this, and I could just say to my audience, basically, if you're looking, here's a good review. And we retweet it. Okay. So now I've engaged with this individual. I've with this person, MTJS Survival Blog, I have now shared one of their tweets. And guess what? They're going to get a notification up here in their account that says ViperSharp shared your tweet. Okay. And so that's creating a little bit of engagement there with my audience. So I might get some interaction through them, and that's how I begin to start creating a little bit of rapport. Is find a few people that I can engage with on a consistent basis. And that comes into the daily activities, what we're doing on Twitter each day. And I'm going to put another title down here. Let's pull this down, and we'll call this Engage. I'm just going to say engage because it might be with our audience. It might be with others that we follow. We'll call it influencers. So we want to engage with our influencers, with your audience. And that's going to be the two primary there, of course. Okay. So daily activities, what do we do? Liking other posts. So we're going to read other posts. We're going to look at what people are presenting there. We're going to like those posts. We're going to retweet those posts. We're going to comment on those posts. And so I could come back over here, and we could go back to this post and make a comment, tweet a reply there. And so now I'm replying to this person, great review of the Buck Vantage Large. Now let me go double check that. Is this let's make this right? The Buck Vantage was an interesting acquisition for me. So we're going to say great review of the Buck Vantage. Okay. Let's not repeat all of his thing. I love your photos. All right. Reply. So I just engaged with an influencer on my in my Twitter account. Okay. Others I've got out here in an outdoor channel. They're pretty big. It's not going to hurt for me to communicate out there. And now here's another thing. In fact, let's look at this one here. So if we go to outdoor channel, these guys they're pretty big, right? 199,000 followers. Okay, a lot of people following this. So are those people engaging? Are they talking? We've got one reply on this one here. Let's see if we can. I'm wondering if we can see who's replying. I'm not seeing that there, but let's scroll down. I want to see what kind of activity they have on some of theirs, and I'm not seeing a whole bunch of activity on there. But we could come in and take any of this. So here's they're tweeting out to this Sarah Bomar, who's an active outdoors woman here, bow hunter. So if we look here, we can see some of the tweets that she's done. Bomar Fitness is officially coming to Chicago. And the interaction, as you start seeing the interaction with some of the tweets that happen there, that's what I'm trying to, and I'm not seeing the details there. All right, we'll look at that another time. But you want to find, if we can get out and interact with the movers and the shakers of our industry. Like Outdoor Channel might be, and when I comment out here, so have you harvested a color phase? I'm going to show tonight, and I want to see if they have anything related to knife or knives. They don't, so let's go back out because I want to be a little closer perhaps to my niche. All right, strappers on homemade topwater. We've got fishermen here. Individual post in there. So if I can find, so there we go. Drury Outdoors, 3 tracks, 1 picture. Who can identify all 3? Pretty neat to stumble across this. And so there we go. See, there we've got 8 responses to this, and people communicating on this. So I'm thinking maybe a raccoon, a cat, maybe, and bobcat perhaps, and I'm not sure what we're looking at there. Some kind of a crane perhaps, but very interesting. And so we could communicate on that. When they engage like that, when they ask questions, and there are a lot of people engaging and communicating with them, that's a great time to chime in and put something in there, because then other people see you replying and see you communicating with this person. So all right, so we'll throw that out there and see what we get, and then we've got that there. And so that's another thing that I can learn from this is, well, gosh, that's a good way to interact with your audience. Ask questions. Ask them a question. I did that the other day on Facebook and created some interaction. If you can do that daily and create conversation with your followers, then it really helps quite a bit. So somebody comes and follows you, thank them for the follow. This is kind of discussed already, research what's trending. Well, I see this happening right here. What else do I see at Drury Outdoors? If we go and look at their page, we can see other things that they have talked about and discussed. What's happening right now in the hunting industry. Well, turkey hunt is on. And that's what a lot of people are talking about, is turkey hunt. So I can check Twitter to find out what's trending and share that with my followers. All right, and then we're going to end here. Personalize it, create it. Humanize your account there on Twitter. What do you want people to feel? What energy do you want them to feel? Do we want to get them excited? What do we want to get them excited about? How are we going to do that and bring that excitement to them? We want to think about that and how we can personalize it and not be just corporate feel, but a nice personal feel. Somebody who does that well on Twitter that I've researched about a little bit or read about recently is Red Bull. And if you go look at Red Bull and watch what they're doing, we can see how they engage. You can always count on Red Bull to keep the season or the session going. When was the last time you cracked open some wings, right? And look at all the interaction there. A new manga series explores major players preparing for Red Bull Kumite. 7 tips to master Project Car Games 2's Rallycross mode. The new Red Bull Lime Edition, Sugar Free, is here. Tag a friend you'd like to share one with, right? And they've got some engaging photos. They're asking you to tag a friend there. Meet the teams gunning for. You know, we've got. I mean, they're interactive. Look at the energy that they're showing there, right? And so that's what they do with their interaction on their site. What do you want to do with yours? What do we want to show? If we've got outdoor furniture, then we might want to go find some images of people enjoying the outdoors, having a party in the backyard, birthdays or weddings or bar mitzvah or something, you know, that's going on in that area that we want to help people enhance. Those are the types of images that we can put in there. If we are selling bikes, then we might want to put some pictures of people on mountain bikes or road bikes or something like that, you know, and show that activity there. Maybe videos of the same kind of thing. So personalize it and decide what kind of energy you want people to feel, and then work with it. So I will I'll go into more detail on engaging our audience in other Twitter webinars. We'll talk more about getting out and you know, choosing who we're going to follow and how to follow them. Those are things that we'll want to get into as well. So I'll do more with Twitter, and we'll get some more information going on that. So that's the basic or the bulk of my webinar today. If there are any questions, I'll give a moment here for anybody to type those in. I haven't seen any as we've been talking. I'm guessing because it's just all so overwhelming, so big. But if you have questions, type them in here. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and talk just a little bit more about some of that. With the feeling of being overwhelmed. Anytime you're doing marketing, it needs to be one thing at a time. If Twitter isn't for you right now, if it's not something you feel that you can put into your schedule, that you don't have time for it, you can't manage it and make it happen effectively, then don't try to do it just halfway. Don't try to go in and you know, start it when you know it's overwhelming, you've got too much going on. Take one thing at a time and master it. Okay? I do a little bit of Twitter, I do a little bit of Instagram, I do a little bit of Facebook, but I didn't start doing all of those all at once. I began with one area that I was comfortable learning and had time for, learned it, mastered it, felt comfortable with it, then moved on to something else. That's what I'd recommend you do with Twitter is if this is something that you want to put into your schedule, if this is something you feel you are ready for, then begin doing this. But don't do that at the same time that you're learning how to do Facebook and you're learning how to do Instagram and you're learning how to work with Pinterest. And don't try to learn them all at once. It's too much. Take one thing at a time. Choose what you want to focus on. Make that your focus, and then run with it. Once you're comfortable with it, then you can start adding something else to your plate. Okay. So I thank you all for joining. I hope that you continue working your business and have a great day.